Snakes, no matter how large, are feared by most people. However, there are a few snake species that can reach enormous sizes. The longest of them, pythons, can reach lengths much beyond George Washington's 21-foot nose on Mount Rushmore, with some examples reaching 33 feet, or nearly as long as a telephone pole. How big do you think a boa constrictor is? Have you ever heard of an Anistine python? If you want to see monster snakes, it's time, because we are counting down the 15 biggest snakes ever discovered.
This is one of the biggest female boa constrictors that I have ever seen.
Number 15. Yellow anaconda. The yellow anaconda is smaller than the green anaconda, but it's still a big snake, measuring between 10.8 to 14.4 feet. Females are considerably larger than males, reaching a maximum length of 15.1 feet. They typically weigh 55 to 77 pounds, though animals weighing more than 121 pounds have been seen when food is plentiful. To aid in concealment, they have a base hue of yellow that ranges from golden to greenish, with markings of black or dark brown in random splotches. Because the snake is semi-aquatic, its face is distinct from that of other species, resembling that of a frog. To make hunting along the covered banks of slow-running rivers easier, their eyes and nostrils are centered more on the top of their heads. In wetland areas, the yellow anaconda forages primarily in shallow water. Predation is most common between June and November when the floods has abated, and wading birds are the most prevalent prey. They are generalist feeders who use both ambush predation and wide foraging methods according to observations and study of gut and waste contents from regularly flooded regions in the Pantanal region of southwestern Brazil. Number 14. Black mamba. The black mamba is Africa's longest venomous snake and the world's second longest. The longest mamba ever recorded was 14.6 feet. However, they are most usually 8 to 10 feet long. In terms of nastiness, the black mamba has several advantages. It hunts both on the ground and in trees, so being stuck in the eye is always a possibility. Its venom contains a cocktail of neurotoxins that can cause severe symptoms in as little as 10 minutes, and be lethal in as little as 20 minutes. It's a sprinter, capable of speeds up to 12 miles per hour. It's a nervous snake that becomes aggressive when threatened. It is commonly regarded as the world's deadliest snake because of these factors. Despite this, many sources claim it's a shy snake that will avoid you until it feels threatened. Personally, I am not convinced. If you don't believe it is threatened, but the snake decides it is, guess whose opinion is more important? Number 13. The Apodora pupuana python. The Apodora pupuana python is a rainforest and savanna snake that is one of the largest in Papua New Guinea. Its body is robust and stocky, and it can grow to be over 4 meters long. The head is short and blunt, with a body that is slightly wider. The color of the dorsal scales varies in tones of brown or gray-brown, with lighter lower flanks and darker higher flanks and upper surface. The bottom, as well as the lips, chin, and throat, are lighter in color. The pupils are vertical, and the eyes are medium in size. A dark line behind the eye may be seen in some instances. Its food consists primarily of mammals. Apodora pythons will often recognize a forest floor mammal's customary path by scent, and then wait in ambush for an appropriate moment to strike its passing prey. The Apodora can be found on the mainland of Papua New Guinea, as well as a few outlying islands. It also extends westwards to Indonesia's Papua province. Number 12. King cobra. The king cobra, not to be confused with the same name malt liquor, is the world's longest venomous snake, measuring up to 18 feet in length. When confronted, it may stand up, elevating a third of its length off the ground while continuing to strike. This creature, which is native to Southeast Asian jungles, makes you think twice about going on a hike. It is shy and is the world's only snake that constructs a nest for its eggs, which it guards ferociously. The good news is that, in terms of venom potency, king cobra venom isn't extremely potent. The bad news is that they can deliver so much of it in a single bite, up to nearly half a fluid ounce, that 20 people may be killed. Or in rare occasions, an elephant. Snake charmers seem to enjoy king cobras for some reason. When you know how to do it though, snake charmer is a terrible business. They utilize a wary snake that has been trained not to strike the charmer through pain. Number 11. Carpet python. The carpet python is a huge snake with stunning markings that mimic an oriental carpet pattern on its skin. The coloration varies greatly, ranging from olive to black, with white, cream, or gold patterns.
You got these almost jet black eyes which go perfectly with their jet black pattern.
The patterning may be diamond-shaped or feature elaborate markings consisting of light and dark bands on gray or brown backdrop. Males in this species are normally smaller than females, and females can be up to 4 times heavier in some areas. Carpet pythons are semi-arboreal tree snakes, meaning they aren't fully reliant on trees and can move about. They spend most of their time at night climbing trees and shrubs and crossing open places such as rock cliffs, forest floors, and even roadways. They may, however, be spotted lazing in the sun during the day. They frequently seek refuge in hollow tree limbs, rock crevices, and even abandoned animal burrows. Carpet pythons are solitary animals that only congregate to reproduce. Small mammals, birds, and lizards make up most of their diet. The mating strategy of carpet pythons is poorly understood. From October until mid-December, they breed. These snakes are oviparous, meaning they lay eggs. Females deposit 10 to 50 eggs at a time and take 40 days to incubate them. Females wrap around the eggs to protect them and keep them warm by generating heat through muscle contractions. Once the hatchlings have emerged, this form of maternal care, which is typical of pythons, ends. Hatchlings are about 39 centimeters long and reach reproductive maturity around the age of 3. Number 10. Reticulated python. The reticulated python is a non-venomous snake that is native to Southeast Asia. It is the longest snake on the planet. These snakes' color pattern is a complicated geometric pattern that incorporates a variety of colors. A sequence of irregular diamond forms flanked by smaller patterns with luminous centers are common on the back. Many variations in size, color, and markings are widespread throughout the species' large geographic distribution, providing great camouflage and allowing these snakes to blend in with their surroundings. Olive green, black, white, tan, yellow, and gold, and brown are the most prevalent colors. Reticulated pythons are solitary animals that are active all hours of the day and night. Adult pythons live on the ground and are rarely spotted in trees, although juveniles spend time in both trees and on the ground. Reticulated pythons are slow-moving snakes with exceptional swimming abilities. They frequently stay around bodies of water because they believe it is the greatest place to pursue their prey, which comes to the water to drink. Reticulated pythons are ambush hunters, waiting for prey to come within striking distance before capturing it in their coils and strangling it to death. They are incredibly aggressive critters that hiss if they are disturbed. Number 9. Medusa. Medusa was a beautiful girl with golden hair who is one of the most well-known creatures in Greek mythology. As an Athena priestess, she promised to be chaste for the rest of her life until she fell in love with Poseidon. She broke her pledge and married him nonetheless. Athena severely chastised her as a result of this. By turning Medusa's eyes bloodshot and angry and her features hag-like, she transformed her into a hideous beast. The once beautiful hair had been transformed into venomous, lethal snakes. Her once pure, white, milky complexion had become a frightening green color. She was disgraced, humiliated, and despised by everyone after that. As a result of Athena's curse, everybody she looked at turned into stone. According to legend, Hercules obtained a lock of Medusa's hair from Athena and presented it to Cephis's daughter, Sterope, in order to safeguard the town of Tegai from assaults. Her hair had the same abilities as her head, so when it was uncovered, it created a storm that drove the enemies away. Number 8. Titanoboa cerrejonensis. Titanoboa was the world's largest snake, at least as far as we know. The snake lived 60 million years ago, only 6 million years after Tyrannosaurus rex. In Colombian coal mines, the fossilized remains of a serpent 42 feet long, longer than the largest school buses and weighing an estimated 2,500 pounds were discovered. Titanoboa was the apex predator of its day, according to scientists, and acted like a supersized anaconda, spending most of its time in the water. It suffocated its prey and ate it whole. Its jaw structure and numerous teeth indicate it was capable of catching fish, but it was also likely to eat 12-foot crocodiles and turtles with a diameter of 5 feet. Some scientists believe the snake's size indicates a tropical climate that is warmer than previously thought. The reason for this is that no cold-blooded animal of that size would have been able to regulate its body temperature and survive in temperatures in the 90s. Number 7. Burmese python. The Burmese python is the world's third largest snake species. The gorgeously patterned, gentle snakes are popular as pets all throughout the world, despite being native to tropical southern Asia. On a lighter brown background, the snake's wild form features black bordered brown spots. Albino, green, labyrinth, and granite variations are among the colors and patterns available in captive bred species. The average length of a wild python is 12.2 feet. However, specimens up to 13 feet are not unusual. Females are marginally larger than males, but they are far thicker and heavier. Males' weights range from 15 to 33 pounds, while mature females' weights vary from 30 to 165 pounds. Dwarf snakes can be found in some sections of the snake's range, as well as in captivity. Burmese pythons, like other terrestrial snakes, are carnivores that eat mostly animals and birds. The snake is a constrictor that traps and kills prey by biting it and holding it with its back-facing jaws, winding its coils around the animal, compressing its muscles and smothering it. The size of the prey is determined by the snake's size. A baby python will consume rodents, but an adult python will consume livestock, adult deer, and alligators. Although Burmese pythons do not hunt humans, They have been responsible for several deaths. Burmese pythons change their physiology in response to the availability of prey. The snakes are opportunistic eaters who will consume everything that is provided to them. Obesity is quite frequent among caged animals. The snake has a normal heart volume, lower stomach capacity and acidity, and lower intestine bulking when fasting. When prey is consumed, the snake's heart ventricle expands by 40% to facilitate digestion, while intestines expand and its stomach enlarges and produces more acid. Burmese pythons are mostly active at night. Snakes that are younger and smaller can be found in trees or on the ground, but larger, more gigantic snakes prefer the rainforest floor. The snake spends most of its time hiding in the underbush. The snakes are strong swimmers and can stay underwater for up to 30 minutes. The snake may brumate in a tree during cold weather. Brumation is a period of inactivity and low metabolism that differs from genuine hibernation. Number 6. Eastern Diamondback. The Eastern Diamondback rattler is a good choice if you're looking for a big, terrifying snake. It's often regarded as North America's most lethal venomous snake. Although there's no official record for heaviest poisonous snake, Guinness World Records speculates the Eastern Diamondback is probably the one. In 1946, a specimen was shot that measured 7 feet 8 inches. Even more horrifying was the fact it weighed 34 pounds. That's an excessive amount of rattlesnake. Imagine a muscle-bound fullback shooting venom through its fangs, and you've got yourself a massive diamondback. It also possesses a double-action venom, which contains a thrombin-like enzyme, crotolase, capable of clotting fibrinogen and leading to the secondary activation of plasminogen from the endothelial cells. I have no idea what that is, but it does not appeal to me in the least. The Eastern Diamondback rattlesnake possesses the largest fangs of any rattlesnake, with fangs that can reach an inch in length. It can also inject enough venom to kill 3 men. Number 5. Eastern Indigo. The Eastern Indigo snake is a large non-venomous snake found in eastern North America. It is the United States' longest native snake species. These snakes feature blue-black dorsal and lateral scales with a reddish-orange to tan tint on the throat, cheeks, and chin on certain individuals. The rosy iridescent ventral scales, which seem blackish-purple in brilliant light, gave them their common name. Male indigo snakes are slightly larger than females, unlike many other snakes. Eastern indigo snakes are nocturnal and solitary. These snakes maintain corridors that connect these varied environments because their cover requirements alter periodically. Snakes must be able to migrate from sandhill communities and upland pine hardwood communities to creek bottoms and agricultural areas from spring to fall. They spend the winter in gopher tortoise burrows, which can be found in open pine woods with extensive herbaceous understory. When gopher tortoises' burrows aren't available, snakes will make do with armadillo holes, hollow logs, and trash heaps. Burrows must be in places that are not prone to floods. Eastern indigo snakes make extensive use of debris piles left over following tree plantation site preparation. These piles are frequently removed for aesthetic reasons, but they should be preserved since they provide significant hiding cover for both snakes and their prey. Indigo snakes' summer home ranges can be as large as 273 acres. Eastern indigo snakes flatten their necks vertically, hiss, and vibrate their tails as a defensive strategy. They rarely bite if picked up. Eastern indigo snakes, like all snakes, are carnivorous and will devour any tiny animal they can catch. Turtles, lizards, frogs, toads, a variety of tiny birds, mammals, and eggs are among their favorite foods. Indigo snakes are immune to the venom of North American rattlesnakes, hence they eat other snakes, including deadly ones. Number 4. African rock python. The African rock python is a non-venomous big snake found in sub-Saharan Africa. It is one of the world's 6 largest snake species and is greatly feared, even though it only kills humans on rare occasions. Colored blotches cover the thick body of African rock pythons, which often link up in a broad, uneven stripe. Brown, olive, chestnut, and yellow body patterns alternate with white on the underside. These snakes have a triangular head with a dark brown spearhead outlined in buffy yellow on top. The African rock python scales are tiny and smooth, like those of all pythons. Heat-sensitive pits surround the lips, which are utilized to identify warm-blooded prey even in the dark. Pythons also have 2 functioning lungs, whereas more mature snakes only have 1, and small visible pelvic spurs, which are thought to represent the remnants of hind limbs. Males are typically smaller than females in this species. African rock pythons are solitary creatures, which only interact with another during breeding season. They are primarily terrestrial, but they can also climb and are frequently observed hanging from tree branches. They can stay submerged for long periods of time and are excellent swimmers. Although African rock pythons are generally nocturnal, they may emerge from their hiding places during the day to bask in the sun. These snakes normally go dormant during the dry season. African rock pythons are known to be hostile and can become quite defensive when threatened. As a warning, they usually make a hissing sound and can bite or constrict with extreme intensity. In forest settings, they prey on huge rodents, monkeys, warthogs, antelopes, vultures, fruit bats, monitor lizards, crocodiles, and other animals. They chase rodents, poultry, dogs, and goats in residential settings. These snakes have been known to consume the cubs of big cats, including leopards, lions, and cheetahs, as well as hyena cubs and puppies of wild dogs like jackals and Cape hunting dogs. Number 3. Amethystine python. The amethystine python is a python species that can be found in Indonesia, Australia, and Papua New Guinea. It's a huge reptile, bigger than any other snake in Australia according to legend. The python is slimmer than many other python species, at an average of 5.5 meters. It has a tall head with multiple large shields. It has a yellowish-brown tint with cream or yellow spots that usually show on its scales. They also have a lustrous, gorgeous sheen that develops as they age. This python hunts near waterways at night. It's also quite bashful, so it'll only show itself once in a while. They don't mind being with other amethystines, though they can be hostile. Temperatures below 22 degrees Celsius are essential to prepare this python for mating and subsequent egg laying. At most 87 days, amethystine python eggs incubated at 29 to 31 degrees Celsius will hatch. Number 2. Green anaconda. The anaconda, sometimes known as the green anaconda, is a large snake that belongs to the boa family. Female anacondas are significantly larger than males and exhibit plainly visible sexual dimorphism. Anacondas have an olive green body with black blotches all over it. The anaconda's head is tiny for its body size and has clearly expressed orange-yellow stripes on both sides. Anacondas use their eyeballs on the top of their heads to scan their environments without having to leave the water. Anacondas are nocturnal and live a solitary existence. The time of day when anacondas are most active is at night. Anacondas are swift in the water but slow on land because they are water-dwelling reptiles. They spend most of their life in the water, often submerged for extended periods of time. Anacondas are mostly inactive during the afternoon heat and begin to move around twilight when the heat has subsided. They frequently travel vast distances in a short period of time, notably when the dry season is at its peak or when they are looking for mates. Anacondas are opportunistic apex predators, which means they don't always have a plan and will take advantage of any opportunity for a nice meal. Other reptiles, sheep, dogs, tapirs, fish, birds, wild pigs, deer, rodents, and any other accessible prey they can catch and devour are among their favorite foods. Number 1. Boa constrictor. The boa constrictor is a non-venomous, huge, heavy-bodied snake that is commonly kept and raised in captivity. The color of boa constrictors varies widely depending on where they are found. They have a brown, gray, or cream base color with brown or reddish-brown saddles that get more apparent as they get closer to the tail. In the jungles and woodlands of their natural habitat, their color serves as excellent camouflage. Female boa constrictors are larger than males in terms of length and girth. Boa constrictors are solitary snakes that only engage with other snakes when they wish to mate. They are nocturnal, but if nighttime temperatures are too low, they may bask during the day. Young boa constrictors may climb into trees and shrubs to forage as semi-arboreal snakes, but as they get bigger and heavier, they become predominantly terrestrial snakes. They are excellent swimmers. Boa constrictors frequently hide in the burrows of medium-sized mammals to avoid potential predators. When they detect a threat, these snakes strike. The bite of a snake, especially a large one, can be unpleasant, but it is rarely deadly to people. Because of the fluid that lubricates the old and new skins, boa constrictors, like all snakes, are more unpredictable during their shed cycles. It causes the snake's eyes to seem milky, bluish, or opaque, impairing its vision and making it more defensive than it would otherwise be. Boa constrictors are ambush predators, meaning they wait for the right prey to appear before attacking. They do, however, hunt, especially in areas with a limited concentration of suitable prey, and they usually hunt at night. The boa attacks the prey first, catching it with its fangs, then constricting it till it dies before devouring it whole. A vast array of small to medium-sized mammals and birds make up their diet. They eat mostly rodents, but larger reptiles and mammals as large as ocelots are also prey. Small mice, birds, bats, lizards, and amphibians are eaten by young boa constrictors. Some of these snakes are gigantic, and just the mere sight of one would make most people run for their lives. Although there are many snake enthusiasts who have some of these beasts as pet, I think any kind of snake is best left living in its natural habitat. My favorite was the green anaconda. Which one was your favorite? Why don't you let us know in the comments below? Well, that's our countdown of the 15 biggest snakes ever discovered. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and let us know in the comments what you think. Check out our other videos and subscribe to be part of the fun. Click on the notification icon so you can see our new videos as soon as they're uploaded. That's it for now.